Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant, answering a question submitted by a student. I'm going to treat this as two questions because this I can't really tell what the equation is that we're supposed to be working on. But so I'm just going to do it both ways. All right, so let's take a look at one version of the equation, which would be um, y equals 1 over 6x plus 6. Now, you need to think about the horizontal asymptote and the vertical asymptotes here in order to do a quick sketch. And once you've got a quick sketch, you can answer the question pretty quickly. You can see if x is 0 here, this is undefined. 1 over 0 is undefined. And so x can't be 6. And that's the value that cannot be in the domain. So x cannot equal 6. Sorry for my handwriting. X can't be 6. That answers the question. But I think a graph really is in order here. I'm sorry, x can't be 0. Forgive me. Because if x is 0, then the denominator is 0, and then the whole thing blows up. So x can't be 0. So what we have here is an asymptote at x equals 0. And then there's a horizontal asymptote at 6. Now, how do I know that? Well, I know it because as x gets really, really big, this ratio approaches 0. So 6 is going to dominate. And so I'm going to get a graph that looks like this and looks like this over here. And I think the graph helps. So you have a graph which has a vertical asymptote at x equals 0 and a horizontal asymptote at y equals 6. The other possible version, I think, of this equation would be 1 over 6x. No, 1 over 6 plus x. 1 over 6x. Let's see. I'm not sure what this thing is. So 1 over, let's say 6x plus 6. That's another possibility. Let me do that in a different color. Okay, we'll do that in green. Just box that out. Okay, so once again, we want to look for the vertical asymptote and the horizontal asymptote. So for the vertical asymptote, we look at where the denominator is undefined. So this denominator is undefined when x is equal to negative 1. If x is equal to negative 1, then the denominator becomes 0 because this becomes negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So this has a vertical asymptote at negative 1. The horizontal asymptote you can find just by imagining x to be very large. This is going to dominate, 6x will dominate the denominator, so it's going to be 1 over something that's, it's going to approach 0 here because as x gets bigger, 1 over this large denominator gets closer and closer to 0. And so this is the horizontal asymptote. And if we were to graph it, it's going to look something like this, like that. And then again on the left-hand side, it's going to be in here for the graph. Okay, so we answered two questions here. I'm not really sure. I guess I'm not really sure exactly what this function is, but hopefully it's one of these two things, either 1 over 6x plus 6 or 1 over the quantity 6x plus 6, and one or the other. If it's the first one, x can't be 0. If it's the second one, x can't be -1. Because in both cases, the denominator is going to go to 0, and then this thing becomes undefined. So hopefully that's answering the question that was asked. That's it for this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.